All right, so let me explain to you how much people don't believe in God, but they say that they do. So you got family members, right? Well, your family could be like mine, where they're old. Well, they try to play like they're old and traditional, like traditionally religious, but they're lying the whole time. They're not traditionally anything except for traditionally hypocrites, But they put up the front that they're old school religious, the strict religion. They put up that front that they're the strict religion, you know what I'm saying? But it's all a front. It's a power and control thing. If I know as much as I can about religion, if I get as much as I can be into religion, then I can control the people around me with the religion, you know what I'm saying? And I can also control people's opinion of me and the appearance that I portray. I can control how people look at me and think about me, right? Now, it also gives me a level of authority. If someone gets out of line, I can just curse them or rebuke them or go to my Christian community and say that they're crazy or something like that. Now, as for me, my family all my life has some sort of thing where they tried to treat me like I was a child and I was a grown adult. Now, I kept trying to figure out why. After a while, I stopped asking why. I just was thinking that they were all crazy and nutty. I really did, because, and I just felt like, okay, so this is who they are. I'm in a family full of crazy nuts. But this is what's going on. Behind my back, they were constantly talking about me, and someone was spreading a rumor or creating a narrative that was mentally wrong with me. So I had no idea, because whoever was doing this, which is probably my father and my mother, and my aunt, whoever was doing this behind my back, made sure they didn't let me know. So I had no idea. So when people would baby me, they would really literally talk to me like I didn't know how to do stuff. Here I am writing synopsises and all this other type stuff, and my family is treating me like I don't know how to work a microwave. Like this is some crazy stuff, right? Like they did not want to see anything. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even discuss the fact. I couldn't even say endoplasmic reticulum around it doesn't matter what I learned, what I did, because there was a lot of failures that I had, and a lot of it was because I didn't have any support from my family. It's like they didn't want me to be supported. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I don't know what they've been through, because they never talked to me about the specific things that they've been through in their life so that I could learn from them. You know what I'm saying? But yet, some twisted way, I think they felt like I was supposed to just get it or either just deal with something. So that's why I realized that there was some sort of scam or scheme. They had some sort of plot for me, you know what I mean, where I really was not supposed to succeed. You know what I'm saying? It's like they had it planned out. And that's why it makes perfect sense that there was something else going on that they wanted from me. That a group of them, I don't know if it was on both sides of my family. I don't know if it was just on my father's side of my family. I know that when I went out here and I decided to do my own creativity with what was creative to me, and I've always been very spiritual. And I asked God, for answers. I did do that. And God said, it's okay for you to be creative the way you are. He said to me, look at the world and look at all the people in the world. And I said, wow. And I went out and I just did whatever my creativity was. You know what I'm saying? I had bouts with, crazy sexual things that I was involved in that have something to do with losing your identity. And came back from all of that. But the bottom line is, I didn't let any human being dictate what I was going to do with my life. I didn't care about reputation. I'm not going to be run by reputation. That's not the thing that's going to determine whether I live my life, what someone else thinks about me. And so when people, because many people in my family were so worried about reputation that people came to them and they said, yo, your son or your nephew or your cousin or such and such is doing this and that and the other. And so they were embarrassed. This coming from the same people who, some of them were 5 minutes ago, had their tongue in an anus hole 5 minutes ago, right? Some of them that were embarrassed by what I was doing spiritually, right? And lied on me. Sorry to put that out there, but you got to see how ridiculous this is. Others of them were doing scams and schemes to steal people's money. Others of them were gossiping about people behind their back all the time, trying to slander other people's character. Others of them were living off the government and hadn't worked like for years. Others of them had a whole bunch of kids that were murdering people and doing all other type of crazy stuff. Others of them were abusive to their children and neglectful to their children, never healed from the childhood wounds, and all they wanted to do, and you couldn't say nothing to them unless they start a crazy argument with you over nothing. And they can never be wrong. And there's so much more. So others of them would tell you that you're crazy to their face. Some of them have. My aunt told me, she said, I'm messed up, Aaron. I'm crazy. She said that to me. And then go behind my back and talk bad about me. My father, diagnosed schizophrenia. He's taking medication for schizophrenia since he was 19 years old. Goes behind my back and tells people I'm crazy. Every one of those people in my family, their kids will tell you a story about them. Listen, my Aunt Valerie or my Aunt Diane, their kids will tell you something about them that says they jacked up, something's wrong with them, and they will not listen. But they're going to go behind my back and talk about me, and that all has to do with their embarrassment of a reputation that they tried to build up about themselves. Well, if they would have left me alone in the first place, never tried to paint me out to be evil or something like that, or stupid or something like that, if they would have never did that in the first place, if they would have never got in my business in the first place, some of them trying to plot to end my life, some of them trying to plot to take some money, some of them trying to plot to destroy my reputation, some of them trying to plot to stop my opportunities, some of them trying to plot to make sure I don't have a job, and some of them trying to plot to cut my money off so I'll come back begging to them so they can be what? They're telling people that I'm going to do something, and I'm not doing it, so they're trying to go behind the scenes to make it happen. By cutting my money off and stuff like that. Yeah, he'll be back. No, I'm not. I'll die first. They're disowning me? I've been disowned them. You can't disown what never wanted you. And that's a problem with the crazy ex. Jealousy has drove that person insane because it's not even about wanting me. It's about hating me, because nobody was supposed to ever do that to that person. That person was supposed to take advantage of everybody before they had a chance. Nobody was supposed to do that. That person was supposed to be able to hurt everybody and move on with their life, and nothing happened. I didn't get destroyed. So now I am the one person that person has to do everything to, like everything possible that they can think of. Everything. Well, you can't turn a family against you that's already turned against you, Amanda. My family was already against me. So you wasted your time. They already hated me. So that didn't work. The only thing this did is banned you in the category with them, because if you didn't team up with them, I would have never known. I probably might not have known who you are. Every move you made was the wrong move to just let me know who you are and expose who they are. But I tell you, if it wasn't for this woman's misplaced rage and stupidity, I would have never caught on to these plots. Because the more I was damaged and hurt, the more my intuition grew. Because I started to remove the lies I was telling myself about who was with me, about loving my family. I've never had a loving family. The only person that I would imagine that really loved me was my grandmom, Sarah. I think she was the only person. And that's why I know she left me something and my family took it. My Aunt Diane took it. Maybe even my mother. Why would my Aunt Diane tell me that my own mother is telling her that I'm using her? All right, so my aunt is stealing my inheritance that my grandmother left me and sending me the money, right? And then she's telling me later on, after my mom dies, she tells me that my mom was telling her that I was using her for her money. How can I be using you for the money that's mine? Can you see how diabolical these people are? Just lying to me. Just trying to play with my head. And I'm talking about my aunt is in her 60s, almost 70 years old. This is what I'm talking about. And so these family members are embarrassed because they got people that don't like what I'm doing come to them and say, oh, your son is doing this, your nephew is doing this, your cousin is doing this. And so they're going to say, no, he's crazy. They're saying that because they're embarrassed of me. You're not saying it because it's the truth. So that means that they're liars. That means that they got no spine. That means that they're cowards. That means that they ain't got God with them, because I don't care. Listen, if I think that my family member is doing some devil worshiping stuff and I love Jesus, and somebody comes to me trying to ridicule them and talk about them behind their back, I'm not going to appease that person. I'm going to tell that person, get the hell away from me. I'm going to deal with that. I'm saying, go on with your gossip. I don't want to hear your bullshit. I'm going to deal with my family member. My family will deal with it. We will talk to him. I'm not going to say to them, oh yeah, he's crazy, to make myself feel better. You know why I would do that? Because I don't like my son. That's why. Because I don't like my family member. That's why I would do that. I would side with the people talking about my son because I don't like my son. That's why I would do that. I would side with the people that are talking about my nephew because I don't like my nephew. I would side with the people that are talking about my cousin because I don't like my cousin. But we're talking about family here. So that's just crazy. And then there's something that they want too, on top of everything else. And my ex, who they've let alone less than 6 months. Oh, you know what? No, I think they did know her. I think they did know her. And I didn't know. So they probably knew her longer. But she's going around telling people, I'm going to get this money from him. I'll give you a piece of it if you just do this, that, and the other. And then they didn't get any. So what that mean? When you start promising people money and they ain't get none. Because they stole my Social Security card. And if I work, they get a cut of my money because they're using some high-end tech, illegal stuff that, no one's supposed to be privy to. Maybe only the FBI can use. So therefore, no one's going to help me with it, which means that they're just going to rob me indefinitely. They've been robbing people indefinitely off their Social Security card. But they're wondering why nothing is coming up with me. So they're going around telling people that I must be doing something illegal, my father and Amanda, because they're trying to steal money from me. And they're they're just being stupid. They're going around telling people. They want to get people to investigate, am I committing crimes or something? Because they know that if I had a legitimate job, that they would be stealing the money from me. This is what they know. And they're not getting any money in. So they're thinking I'm doing something illegal, which is making them say, ooh, we could get him in trouble and get him sent to jail because how's he living? See how diabolical and evil these people are? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, and somehow they feel justified? No, I'm stealing money from you, and if you're not going to let me steal money from you, I'm going to get you sent to jail. And if you're not going to let me get you sent to jail, I'm going to stop you from having a relationship or any friendship or any type. What? What? Because I found out that you were trying to destroy me? Because I found out that you were having sex with everybody behind my back, got an STD, and now you want to give it to me? And if you can't give it to me, you're going to tell everybody that I gave it to you? What? Listen, this shit is crazy. And somehow they got my family to band together and do something where my views are just blocked on here. I get 20 views and probably 16 of them are the people that were plotting against me. 16 of them are the people that are just watching me every day to see what I'm going to say, to see what they have to worry about going to prison. I'm realizing that right now I might have like only a few people that are real, and I really don't know how you're on here and they didn't block you and they blocked everybody else. Excuse me. Which makes me question if anybody on here is like somebody that's not part of the plot, because it seems like everybody else just has decided whatever he has to say is not important. Somehow, right? First, I got 30,000 people watching my video, right? And then suddenly, I barely get 20 people, right? And the 20 people that are watching are somehow immune to what the other thousands of people were. This is what I'm saying. So I'm not exactly sure what the issue is, but it creates a dilemma for me. So I have to go on faith every single day. Everything is just on faith, because there's people in my family, because of embarrassment, because they're worried about what other people think about me, which has nothing to do with God, right? But they wanted to kill me because they said that I was demonic, right? Wait a minute, hold on. You're not really connected with God, but you want to kill me because you say I'm demonic, right? No, there's another reason why you want to take my life. You're using religion. You're using God as a means to justify, to get people to help you. Why people can't see that? If this is about God, everybody gets what they deserve. You don't have to block anybody. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to block anybody's views. No, this is not about God, but I'm preaching to the choir. You all know this already, because most of you are a part of it. You're just watching to see what I'm going to say. You're watching to see if whatever you're doing is going to work. You got all types of hidden motives. And I come on here every day because something is happening to you from what you're doing to me, and you won't recover from it. Nobody's this evil, this obsessed, this crooked, this corrupt, this infringing on another human being's life that never did anything to you. And if you are one of the people that I've done something to, it's so long ago in the past that there's no way that I could be the same person. If all you were going to do was try to kill me or punish me or whatever like that, well, I guess that doesn't matter, because I guess you're happy that I suffered in prison. You're happy that I suffered that, and you want to make my whole life be a suffer because you're suffering. But no matter what, you would be suffering. You know, no matter what. No matter what, you would be suffering because what you're doing is evil. If you were still getting my money, you would be suffering because what you're doing is evil. If you were treating me like a footstool and I stayed that weak little overgiving person, you'd be suffering, because that's the reason why you need so much attention from so many different people. That's why you need all of that attention, because you'll never be happy. The whole thing is just so ridiculous, man. But one day this is all going to be over. This is all going to be put to an end. And I think that the ending is coming very soon. Very, very soon. So, sayonara. Because there's a million and one ways to make money where I don't have to use my Social Security card that's not illegal. So you can just forget about that. You know, I think by the time I do get to the point where I can use my Social Security card again, you won't be able to steal any more of my money. Any of you. You won't be able to benefit off of me. Whatever is going on that's crazy, that I've been trying to figure out, that's crazy. Like, you know, in order to make a person seem crazy, you have to put together a crazy plot. You really do. You have to put a lot of work in. These people put a lot of work in for this plot. And we're coached. And still, I'm out here. I'm out here still. And I will be, because I have a purpose, you know? There's something else that I wanted to talk about. But it's cold out here. When it's cold outside, yeah, you know it. If you think you're lonely now, thought I was alone. Never alone. Never alone. And all you did was bring out the best in me. All of you. All of you. And I have a funny feeling that I'm going to be here when you're gone, when you're done. Whatever it is. However that happens, whatever that looks like. I have a funny feeling that everything's going to turn out all right for me. And all this devil worship stuff that y'all are trying to put on me, people are going to see who's the real devil. People are going to see it so clearly, it's not even going to be a question. It's not even going to be a question. You dug your own grave. If anybody is real and genuine that's watching me, anybody, it's probably maybe 3 or 4 people. That's probably all it is. But if anybody is, learn from this. Learn from this. When I came out of prison, I lost the idea of how cruel the world is. And I had to relearn it all over again. And unfortunately, I had to learn it about my own family. And I did. It is what it is, though. And from that, I learned my own strength. But I wouldn't have learned it, because you can't heal while you're around the people that are hurting you. You can't. All right. So I've gone on long enough. This is my therapy. Thank you for joining me for my therapy session. And hopefully something rubbed off on you in a positive way. If there's anything that I said that was good, that's from God. If there's anything bad I said, that is from me and something I need to work on. Yadakum Allahu wa yuslahu balakum. May God guide you and set right your affairs. If there's anyone watching this that has evil intentions, ill intentions, wants to gossip, slander, or destroy my personality, destroy my personality, right? People are trying to cause me low self-esteem, stop me from manifesting my desires and my dreams and my goals because you have some sort of twisted, misplaced idea of what God is, or you want to steal some money from me or something like that, or just stop me from living my life as a human being with human rights in this world. Then I pray from the bottom of my heart, reaching out to my ancestors, reaching out to God, to Jesus, to all the powers of the heavens, that it all be returned to you and you get everything that you deserve. Everything that you deserve. And it comes swiftly like a thief in the night to you. I pray that if you rob me, that you get robbed. I pray that if you lie on me, that you get lied on. I pray that if you do anything to me, that it comes back to you. And I pray this with the full intention that it will bring you to the realization that God is real and that you need to stop your evil ways and turn to God. Because everyone has a right to live this life the way they want to live it. And God is the only judge, not you. So you take your embarrassment and you stick it up your ass. Lord, forgive me. In Jesus' name, amen. You'll forgive me for my anger. If it happened to you, I think you'd be angry too. Y'all have a good day. And try to treat people better. Give God his props. And be your authentic self regardless of what anybody thinks. I'll be back.